Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into something absolutely wild. We're calling it the miniature restoration. So rather than opening up a standard, dry medical textbook, we're going to look at human anatomy as if your body's daily maintenance was, well, a premium cinematic experience. Let's just step right into this world.
I want you to think about that for a second. What if repairing your body literally looked like a miniature construction site? Imagine peering inside yourself and seeing this tiny, incredibly dedicated crew treating your biology with the exact precision of high-end mechanics. It's this amazing juxtaposition, right? You've got these towering, giant human organs, and then this tiny, industrious workforce just buzzing all around them.
The source material we're breaking down today starts off with a really evocative prompt. It envisions an, and I quote, ultra-realistic cinematic macro video showing miniature construction workers restoring giant human organs one by one in a dark premium studio environment. Let that imagery just sink in for a moment. Think about the way high-end sports cars or, luxury watches are filmed. That is exactly the lighting and mood being applied to our internal organs here. It's completely designed to be deeply satisfying. It's almost like visual ASMR.
What's really fascinating here is the specific aesthetic choice. We can call it a premium medical infographic aesthetic. This source is super explicit about this. We're getting a pristine, highly detailed educational visual style. It features vibrant natural colors and ultra-detailed anatomy. But here is the kicker. There is absolutely zero blood, zero gore, and no physical damage shown whatsoever. It's awesome because it allows us to marvel at the sheer mechanics of the body without any of that squeamishness that usually comes with medical imagery.
Okay, let's dive into this and actually meet our miniature restoration crew. They show up fully equipped for some serious, albeit microscopic, heavy lifting. We're talking tiny workers in classic blue overalls, bright yellow safety helmets. And they aren't just using their bare hands either. They are bringing heavy industrial equipment into a biological setting. We have cranes and ladders scaled all the way down to interact with tissue. They've got pressure washers, repair tools, brushes, rollers, and even polishing machines. The sheer variety of heavy-duty equipment they use is just such a fun, fantastic visual concept.
So how exactly do they get the job done? The source outlines this highly satisfying, almost therapeutic ASMR restoration process. First up, the workers clean the giant organs using their pressure washers and bursts of warm steam. Next, they take their rollers and brushes and basically polish everything to absolute perfection. And finally, the fully restored organ is displayed right beside a specific natural drink, complete with glowing labels. It's a really meticulous, logical, step-by-step physical process from start to finish. Let's start our anatomical tour right at the top. It's time to upgrade the command center, which means the eyes and the brain. In our premium studio setup, these giant, complex control mechanisms require highly specific maintenance from our miniature crew.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how that maintenance is fueled. Each giant organ is paired with a specific, vibrant liquid. The eye is meticulously restored and then positioned right beside fresh carrot juice, while the brain is displayed alongside a deep, rich beetroot juice.
What we're seeing here is a fascinating visual contrast between two entirely different worlds. On one hand, you have heavy, metallic, industrial tools, the cranes, ladders, and polishing machines. On the other hand, you have pure organic nutrition, like fresh carrot juice and beetroot juice. It's a great reminder that while the process of biological maintenance is insanely complex, the fuel required is actually incredibly natural, and it makes perfect biological sense too. I mean, the nitrates in beets promote brain blood flow, and the beta-carotene in carrots supports healthy vision.
As we move down into the chest cavity, the whole pace kind of shifts. We are now polishing the core engine, the lungs, and the heart. These rhythmic organs are in constant motion, which means they require a totally different kind of attention.
To really capture the maintenance of this core engine, the source text leans super heavily into cinematic sensory effects. Just picture this. Slow-motion macro shots with volumetric lighting catching absolutely every single detail. You can practically hear the satisfying ASMR-style cleaning. You see realistic water splashes hitting the giant lung tissue. You can visualize the warm steam rising, the dust particles catching in the premium lighting, and the smooth physics of the reflections as the organs are polished up. It is a highly textured, deeply sensory experience.
Looking specifically at the chest, the text gives us these truly beautiful pairings. The giant lungs, freshly cleaned with that warm steam, are displayed right beside a comforting cup of ginger tea.
Meanwhile, the realistic human heart is polished to perfection and set right beside a vibrant glass of pomegranate juice. The warm steam of the lungs pairing with the ginger tea and that deep red of the pomegranate pairing with the polished heart, it is incredibly deliberate and powerful imagery.
Continuing our descent, we move on to deep cleaning the filters, the liver, and the kidneys. Keeping these vital processing centers absolutely pristine is, of course, paramount for our miniature crew.
So the crucial point is how the workers address these filters. They polish the healthy giant liver and place it right beside a refreshing glass of lemon water. Right next to it, the giant kidneys are completely restored and displayed next to fresh coconut water.
There is a really clever thematic connection happening here with the filters versus the hydrators. We're comparing the heavy-duty biological filters with their specific drinks. Notice how, unlike the thick, nutrient-dense juices used for the brain or heart, these filters are paired with clear, crisp, hydrating liquids, lemon water and coconut water. Visually and biologically, it totally reinforces the idea of flushing out a system, using clean electrolytes and hydration to support the exact organs whose entire job is to keep your internal environment pristine.
All right, let's see how all of this builds into a perfect picture of health. We've watched the tiny workers restore each individual organ, and now the cinematic camera slowly pulls all the way back.
6. That is the magic number here. All 6 of these giant, vital organs, the eyes, the brain, the lungs, the heart, the liver, and the kidneys, are finally brought together into one single stunning frame.
This is the climax of our visual journey. It's the final cinematic composition. All 6 healthy organs are seamlessly combined. Beside them sit their 6 corresponding natural drinks, all clearly identified with glowing text labels. Rendered with photorealistic textures, HDR lighting, shallow depth of field, and those sweeping cinematic camera movements, it is a breathtakingly clean, perfectly restored biological machine operating in pure harmony with natural nutrition.
Which brings us to our final thought. The source text gives us this absolutely incredible, satisfying visual metaphor of tiny workers maintaining our giant organs in a premium studio. But, it begs a real-world question to leave you with today. If your body is indeed that premium studio, how are you fueling your own miniature workers? Are you giving them the ginger tea, the beetroot juice, the hydration they need to keep your machinery polished to perfection? It's definitely a fascinating way to look at our health. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.